Good morning, spin enthusiasts. This is meriting a part 3. Let's keep it rolling. So I've been talking about how to become a color guard instructor, and you know, the like kind of 2 general paths you can go on. You can go, there's way more specifics you can go into, but just for the sake of like being in high school and trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, you know, there's 2 major main paths I've been talking about. So today I'm going to talk about the directorship path. So if you want to be a director, if you want to run a program, you know, you got to think bigger, not just about running a team, not just about teaching or designing or anything like that. You have to really broaden your horizons. That was something that I wish I would have realized. I mean, I guess I kind of did know it when I first started. I just didn't understand the insane scope that it would take for me to be able to do everything I wanted to do with my team. So strongly, if you want some educational background, business classes are awesome for that. Leadership classes are awesome for that. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into a situation in the last 10 years where the first several years, if I had known about all the stuff that I learned from my business class, and I would have been able to make it through that situation without anybody getting their toes stepped on or getting hurt or anything. And a lot of times my competitive side would come out when in reality what I needed was like my problem solving side, and I had no idea. So that's something that you kind of pick up with those business courses, those leadership classes, learning how to lead people. And I used to tend to come across as being like, no, it's my way or the highway. But because I didn't portray myself correctly, I didn't portray myself like a business leader, like maybe the CEO of a company or something, people ended up being put off by what I had to say rather than actually listening and realizing like what I had to say was probably the best option. And the other thing is like making sure you listen to everybody's ideas and their thoughts on it. So when we do this, when we go in to create a new program, you want to look at the area that you're in. Like, do you want to start one, like for me, I wanted to start one in my hometown. Do you want to start one in your hometown? Do you want to start one somewhere else? What else is already established in the area? Here, we had a lot of teams at the time in high schools that had their own color guards. So I had all these people who were getting some training in their high school teams, but they weren't having anywhere to go on from there. They had to go to Springfield, which is like 2 hours away. They had to go to St. Louis, which is like almost 4 full hours away. So looking at your area and seeing what do we need in this area, we had a need for something beyond high school, something that students could go do. And at first it wasn't like that. At first it was just, we have a need for something for high school students to do, because we have all these teams, these schools that have fall high school color guards marching with their marching band, and then they didn't have a winter guard. So at first we were serving these schools with just providing a winter guard that their high school students could go to. Well, now a lot more of the programs around have something in the winter for their color guard teams to do, whether it's a competitive winter guard or a non-competitive winter guard or a training program or a dance team or something that they can do in the off season. Well, the off season, which isn't really an off season anymore because of that. And now we're sort of serving those who are out of high school, those who are in college or graduated and are working or whatever and still want to keep in touch with guard and still want to do guard. So we've kind of shifted a little bit in that respect. So looking at the area you're in, deciding what your area needs, and then going for that, trying to decide to go for that. Like I said, taking business courses, taking leadership courses is awesome. And then any practical skills you can pick up. Oh my gosh, we went through a whole team building session last week where everyone learned how to operate a ratchet strap, because ratchet straps we use all the time and they get used improperly and then they're messed up and they're horrible. They don't hold anything if you don't use them right. I had to learn how to drive a bus. That was something I never saw myself doing in a million years. So picking up any of those practical skills you can possibly get is going to help you as a director. So anyway, keep the questions coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow.